Here we go. It is our weekly visit with Jacob Warren, brought to you by Vassy Lawn and Garden. Man alive, it's worth the drive. A lot to talk about, including a European that's making some noise in Knoxville, Tennessee's wide receiver / tight end rotation. And then we want to get some thoughts on Ollie Lane for sure, with the news of Cooper Mays will be out a couple of weeks. So as we get rolling, Jacob, how does the first week and a half or so of preseason camp feel, especially the fact that you guys on Thursday had the first scrimmage? How do you feel like things are starting off?
Yeah, I think more than ever, I think this team is very confident, right? Obviously, it came off a great season, but also just very, very close knit. I think we really get along, offense and defense, special teams. Like everybody is just gelling together this camp, and in the past it's been that way, but for sure this camp just seen a lot of improvement as far as encouraging guys on the side of the ball, and maybe in practice there's an interception or a good play by the defense, right? And the offense being able to say, "Hey, look, like that was a great play," like and being able to encourage and congratulate each other. And you get into camp in the dog days, and we're just hitting each other all the time, and taking frustration out on each other. And it's good to see that this team is ready to back each other up and support each other.
I want to get to Cooper here in just a second, and what a great leader he has been for you guys, and will continue to be.
Yeah,
Let's talk about the scrimmage for a second.
yeah.
The defensive line, or defensive front, I should say, had a particularly good day. What did you think of them?
Yeah, super impressive, dude. I think that answers a lot of questions that I guess even we had about how they were going to be. Obviously a good SEC team, a team that wants to compete for championships, like we say that we're going to. Needs that. You need a good front seven. You need guys on the front line that can disrupt plays, that can have their hand in pass rush, but also run defense, and linebackers that are able to make reads and fill the gaps and play sideline to sideline, all those different things that you see really elite defenses with. I think we got it here, and I think that it's super exciting to see. Obviously, playing on the other side of it's not. It's fun, obviously, but obviously,
It's like you want to get V, but you don't want to get V.
right. It's good to see, but it's also it stinks. But I'm happy they're on my team. You know what I mean? So I'm super excited for them for the fall.
So I think I've covered like over 20 preseason camps. And I think because I'm old, and I think everyone but one, the defense won the first scrimmage.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Okay, that's the thing.
Yeah.
So take me back to about 365 days ago.
Okay.
Did you guys win the first scrimmage? I wonder if you did as good as you were.
Not a chance. I remember that, dude.
Oh, really?
I've been hit the head too many times, dude. I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay, so not a chance.
If record is, what it is, and I'm sure the defense probably won the first scrimmage. But at the end of the day, is like I said, we're playing each other every day. They see our plays all the time. They know what's coming. You know what I mean? It's kind of here and there. It's not necessarily fair, right? But at the same time, is man, it's good to see.
Yeah, that's and actually you can have cases where friends can tip players off as to what they're running that day. I don't know how much gamesmanship goes in that. But is it safe to say the defensive front is considerably better, both depth and talent, than a year ago?
I'd say that. And not that they're bad last year. Obviously, that's not what you're saying. It's not what I'm saying. But man, they've made a lot of steps, and we've added some depth in that room and some guys that are really going to contribute. You think about Omar, right, coming from was it Arizona State? Is that what it was?
Yep.
And just the impact that he's already had on our front. And you think about guys like Amari Thomas and Elijah Simmons, dude. The way Elijah Simmons is playing is just absolutely lights out. Just how big, how dominant, how strong he is, how fast he is for his size, is really impressive. So yeah, just potential in that room is through the roof.
Can I ask you about one more newcomer?
Yeah.
So, because I'm curious, if I were to say the top newcomer on the team, that includes transfers and true freshmen. There was a list that came out by ESPN. I would have gone with Dante Thornton, John Campbell. There are a million different ways that I could have gone best newcomer. They picked one Tennessee player, and it was a true freshman in Arian Carter.
Okay, yeah.
So at first that seemed weird. I thought, well, I'll just talk to Jacob about that.
Right.
So What do you think of Arian Carter?
Yeah, we call him AC. So, man,
AC.
AC is he's special, dude. And like the report wouldn't have gotten written about him if he wasn't. I think you get guys like that, and you can tell kind of pretty quickly that they're a little different, right? They're built a little bit better than everybody else. And they're a little bit stronger, a little faster. But just his mental game, right? The way that he's able to play middle linebacker at such a high level at such a young age, and is great to see, right? This is what you go for, right? You're trying to recruit kids that can come in and can play for you immediately, and his physicality, his quickness, his ability to read the plays, all that, all those things like that. It is truly impressive, and yeah, you'll see it in the fall, man. He's going to have a great impact on the team, and obviously a great career. So starting early for him for sure.
There are two guys in all of sports that my wife keeps a close eye on
Mhm.
because she doesn't know anything about sports. It's like a tranquilizer dart. As soon as it comes on, she goes to sleep.
He's just out, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's out. But there's Jacob Warren and there's Cooper Mays.
yeah.
Two guys she cares about. And one of our favorite guys, Coop's a little bit laid up right now. It looks to be a short thing, just a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But just in terms of Cooper and his leadership, I don't think he's gotten, and he's been named All SEC, but I don't think he's gotten enough
Right.
credit for what he's done to this point.
Yeah, I mean that guy from the moment he stepped on campus, right? Um, Obviously came to campus and his older brother Cade was here, so immediately was um, kind of thrown into it, right? Integrated with our culture, with all the other guys on the team, and became really good friends with everybody pretty much immediately. Not only because, right, like he's a great kid himself too, but was kind of just thrown in there, right? And then learned to play with the big dogs and learned to love it. And I think ever since he's gotten here, he's proven that he's physical, that he's super smart, man. Like one of the smartest football players that I've been around. And yeah, dude, he has an amazing impact on the team on the field, obviously, with just how he plays and his grit and how tough he is and everything he pushes through, but also just off the field, just being a guy that all the young guys look up to, all the younger centers for sure look up to learn a lot. And obviously preseason, all SEC, like the guy shows up and he plays really well. Definitely a crucial part of our team.
Where does he rank on the meanness scale, the nasty scale? Because he and I were joking around after a show, and he was like, "I'm really not like this as a football player."
Yeah, him and his brother are pretty much cut from the same cloth, man. They are both very just aggressive, just mean, physical, nasty. Like nasty is a good word, and not even in a bad way, man. Like this is the one time where you can truly go out, put your hands on another man, try to beat him up, right? Try to do everything you can to put him on the ground, throw him down, not hurt him, not be dirty, but just be really, really physical, really aggressive, really nasty. He plays the game that way. I think he has a little bit of a chip on his shoulder too, just because of all the things that have been said about him ever since he was a little kid, right? Not being in Cade's shadow, but just being literally smaller than Cade, an undersized lineman, which he's not, right? He's a big dude. He's massive. I'm sure you you know that. Like
Yeah.
he's just as big as everybody else, right? But just an undersized lineman, and all these things, all these people have doubted him in his career. I think he kind of channels that when he steps on the field and takes it out on the people in front of him, and he does a good job.
Yeah, so I think that's still on his Twitter page. I think it's pinned like undersized or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, and trust me, he remembers. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I think it's basically you can take those 3 stars and shove it is what he said. So Ollie Lane looks like the next man up, and I'll ask you about some other guys, but your thoughts on Ollie to this point. Been with the program a long time, and you know him.
Yeah. Yeah, he came in with me, man. He was my freshman year roommate. Me, him, and Paxton Brooks, just best buds. Like still are. Still talk to him all the time. Obviously, I see him all the time. Yeah, man. Ollie has just been one of those guys that has just been around a long time. Has seen a lot of things. Knows a lot of stuff. Like is extremely smart in the same way that Cooper is, and all of our other centers are. Extremely smart. Knows the game in and out. Knows our offense in and out. Can lead men, right? Can be that voice that needs to speak up and that needs to say what needs to be said, and people follow. And truly just a guy that works hard, man, cares a lot about the university. We were talking yesterday, and he just talks about, man, like this place is everything to me. Kind of similar to how it is with me, right? Ollie came from a local school as well.
Mm-hmm.
I actually played against him a couple years in high school, and even date back to middle school basketball. Right, I'm playing against him, and he's probably
Did
just as big as he is now. Back in the day,
okay, but be honest, did you dominate him at times?
no, the guy just fouled everybody all the time. He didn't play defense; he just fouled. But no, man, like just the amount of love and care and um, passion he has for the game and for this place is amazing. So yeah, obviously, dude, if whoever's in there, um, more than equipped for the job.
So for Tennessee fans that want to know if Ollie
Mhm.
were to have to play at some point this season, and guys do get hurt, but it doesn't look like this injury will keep Cooper out of the season. But if he had to play for the Tennessee fans that may be not as confident as having
Yeah.
Cooper in there, what would you say about Ollie as far as his approach to the game?
Man, massive human, right? Really big dude. Like I said, really smart. Makes a lot of things right just with the way he's able to see the field. Um, that's all I really have to say, right? It's all those guys on the front line are kind of all one, right? At the end of the day, is are they getting their job done or are they not? And I think it doesn't just fall on him or it doesn't just fall on our guards and our tackles, but as long as he's able to be up there and lead all of those guys, and in turn me, right? I'm in there in the box a lot with him and hearing calls and trying to listen to him and take guidance from him. Yeah, as long as he's able to go in there and do that, I think we'll be just fine. There's nothing to worry about.
Yep. Excited for whatever opportunity he might have, especially being his senior
Yeah,
season. But best wishes, obviously, we want Coop to get better as soon as possible. So, um, Jacob is, we mentioned Dante Thornton, and you also have Rue McCoy, who I just think is uber talented,
yeah,
obviously. You have Squirrel White, you have Ramel Keaton. You have four wide receivers that have
really good.
proven, yeah, they were really good, proven they can
Yeah,
play.
right.
Does that mean we could see some more four wide, which wouldn't be great for you? I want more Jacob Warren, but could we
Sure.
see some more four wide?
Yeah, four wide. I mean, it is 10 personnel, right? There's no tight end, all wide receivers is definitely something that can give a defense trouble, man. I think that especially when you have an offensive line like we have that can handle their own in the middle and can go 5 for 5 and still have efficient runs, have really good backs that can make one person miss in the box and turn all these boxes that should be really pass heavy, right? Turn them into running boxes. I know I'm kind of speaking maybe Spanish here, but um, essentially going four wides, you don't have a tight end, right? So you don't have that lead blocker. You don't have someone to kind of seal the edge on a lot of different runs. So if you're able to run the ball really efficiently, then four wides is not a problem at all, right? Get all the fast guys on the field, let them run by people, let them make plays, and still be able to hand the ball off inside and get in and have efficient runs. Definitely a part of the offense that we would love to, expand. At least as far as I can tell, right? I'm not the coordinator, but they're all about just getting talent on the field. And so if that means that they got to go 10 personnel and do that thing, then that's exactly what we'll do, right? Obviously, I'll get a little break, which probably would be nice sometimes, but end of the day is if that's what we need, then that's what we need. Also, from a tight end's perspective, being able to do all the things that our slots do. Obviously, I'm never going to be as fast as Squirrel. I'm never going to be as fast as Dante, but being just as viable of an option in the slot for our offense is going to be really critical for me, for McAllen, for Ethan, for Hunter, for all of our tight ends that are going to be in the game. Just the ability to be trusted in 10 sets and 10 in we're pretty much running 10 personnel with a tight end in there if that makes sense.
Okay, explain that to me again. How would you run 10 personnel with a tight end?
You wouldn't, but you'd be in 11 personnel, but you'd be running 10 plays. You'd be running these
Oh, okay. So
four
you
wide
you
concepts that you can run with wide receivers, just being able to run them with a tight end because of our talent level, because of the abilities that we're able to put on the field, if that makes sense.
gotcha.
That's
And
our
then
goal. That's my goal, is to not be a limiting factor. If you want to run a 10 set something, if you want to put us out wide, I'll go out wide. Let's do it. Like, I would love to do it. If you want me to come in the box, I'd love to do it.
gotcha. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. So
Do I
you
need to
could
explain 10 set versus 11 set? I can. Do you think that the people at home would like that?
I think I would like that.
Okay. So you have 10
By the
per
way, hit like and subscribe, turn your notifications on. Here we go. 10,
yeah,
11. I know what it means, but I want to hear
yeah.
Jacob say it.
See, people at home, right? You have 10 personnel. That means there's one running back, 0 tight ends. 10. 10. I don't
Wow.
know what it looks like, whatever. So that's 10 set. So you have 11 personnel, which is one running back, one tight end. 12 personnel, one running back, two tight ends. You get the gist. So at any given point on the field, right, you can bounce in and out of a 10 set versus an 11 set. 11 set being tight end in the game, in the box, six people in the box, the five linemen and the one tight end, and then three people out wide. That is an 11 set. That's because we have a tight end in the game. A 10 set is when you have four people out wide, four wide receivers out wide, and only the five in the box for the offensive lineman and the right back, obviously. So we can run 10 set plays out of four wide with a tight end, which is 11 personnel. But you can only run 10 set plays with a tight end if you have amazingly talented tight ends like myself and McAllen and Ethan and Hunter. All of our guys that we do have, you're only be able to be successful, in four wide with a tight end if you have a guy that can do both. So that's kind of what I mean. Being able to be that piece that can play in a 10 set, can play in four wide, but can also get in the box and do what we need to do. But if we're not getting the job done, sure, put four fast guys out there, let them go do it. It'll be great to see. Everybody will love it.
You're good. You're good. You're going to be a part of that. Great. By the way, Ethan Davis loves you. Said that is so Jacob's what you want your son or brother to be like, which I will go ahead and give him a kudos. I agree with that. I'll second that motion. But man, you guys have really hit it off, and how talented and really at the podium too. Seems like a really smart guy. Yeah. But how talented overall, how bright is his future?
Yeah. First of all, just first time I've seen him in front of media, in front of cameras, the way he handled himself, amazing to see. The way that he spoke, obviously spoke really nice things about me, right? But just man, his vocabulary, the way that he speaks, the way he enunciates, the way that all these things are really good to see as someone who really cares about stuff like this, right? It's exactly what we're doing right now. But someone that really cares about that, like, it's great to see, right? He's super engaged and understands the importance of it and isn't disrespectful, and he did a great job. That's besides the point. Yeah, our relationship, man. He since the day he got on campus has been extremely open, vulnerable, like ready to listen, ready to learn. Has never questioned, me as a leader. He's never questioned our really young tight ends coach as a leader. Has always just bought into what it is that he's preaching, that he's saying, and understands that we have his best interest. And I think that has led to him making a lot of strides as far as how he plays the game. He plays physical. He plays fast. He's extremely fast, extremely athletic, really good on the perimeter. But he trusts himself a lot too, and he really just goes out there and just kind of lets it loose. And obviously, going to lead to him, being able to see the field earlier than a lot of people, either think or maybe even he thought, right? So he definitely has come in and is impressing everybody. Just needs to continue to push all the different things in his life, right? Everything's new. He's about to enter, another semester of college where he's never experienced fall in college before. So, there's a lot of things that he's going to need to lean into me on and lean into all the other guys in the room. And I'm just happy that he is more than willing to do that.
So I kind of had him pegged as a great athlete that might need a year and would have a big impact in 2024. It sounds like you think he'll have pretty significant impact this season.
He will. Yeah, he will. He'll definitely be there for us, and he'll be, if he continues to develop the way he is, we'll be there whenever, right? Whenever we need him, right? As long as we can trust him, as long as he, proves through these next few weeks of camp and everything that he's a viable option, then there's no reason why he shouldn't be on the field, right? And that's great. That's more what we want, right? I'm trying to leave this place a little bit better than I found it, right? So being able to pour into a guy that has so much eligibility left that will be, hopefully will become, I don't want to say it, right, but hopefully will become where I'm at now, right? Like the guy that's older that can pour into the younger guys. Like that's what we're trying to do.
How talented is that cat?
Man, I wish I would. I am talented in my own regards, but I wish I had some of the twitch and some of the just savviness that he's got. Just the way he moves and the way he accelerates and all those different things are just things that he's naturally just blessed with, right? And so he's extremely talented, and he's impressed everybody. I think on the staff, on the team, support staff, all that. Super impressed with him.
Great stuff. He's Jacob Warren. I'm Dave Hooker. The Vol Report brought to you by Vassy Lawn and Garden. Man alive, it's worth the drive. Check them out. Industrial and commercial mowers. Vassy Lawn and Garden. Man alive, it's worth the drive. For Jacob, I'm Dave Hooker. This has been a presentation of Off the Hook Sports.